Hey everyone, welcome back to DIY with Dewey. Okay, so when I got this car, I didn't realize this was damaged. They had a all-weather cargo mat back here. And I'm trying to see if this needs to be redone too. Let's see. This doesn't look too bad. But this definitely needs to be repaired. So what I'm going to do is remove this, and I actually have black carpet dye that's made specifically for interior carpets. And I think I'm going to do both. We're going to do this and this, so then it's streamlined, matches pretty well. Yeah, let's do that. So here's a before picture. We're gonna have to remove this, and I'm going to probably wet vac it, make sure I get all the moisture, oils, everything out, and then we will recoat it with black dye. But all right, let's see how it turns out. Okay, so my trunk is kind of messy. I have ZDX parts back here, but we'll go ahead and remove the shock first. So use a flathead screwdriver. Got that out. Let's do the other side. Okay, so now you can lift this up like this, almost all the way, and undo the screws for the brackets. 4 screws. Go to the other side. And make sure you keep all the screws together. Alright, so we kept all the screws together. And this lifts up. There we go. Just comes right out. So this rear cover, you just lift this up and this comes up. This is where your subwoofer is and the floor jack. So we're gonna remove all the plastic pieces off of here so that when we dye it, it's uniform and looks perfect. But yeah, there's imperfections. You see how there's like oil marks and stuff? We're trying to make it as perfect as we can. Let's go ahead and remove these. Just using a regular screwdriver. Pretty simple. With Phillips and a flathead on both sides. We want to keep all the screws together. Let's pop this out. So what I would like to do is this, and then put the screws back in so you don't lose them. So I'm going to keep the screws with the brackets. Alright, this one's done. We're going to shop vac it, clean it, and then recoat it. This is the one that's really messed up. So these unscrew as well. They were just hand tightening. They weren't even on there really well. This side as well. And I would be careful. I wouldn't hold it by that. It's kind of thin. Usually, well, you have the metal support from the handle, the latch, but this is pretty thin, and it would be bad if that broke. Everyone, we're gonna go ahead and clean the carpet. We're using this Bissel vacuum. Alright. So here's the bleached carpet from the ZDX. And there's a lot of nasty oil or something too. So we want to clean this completely before we recoat it. We're going to re-dye it black. So power on. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry. So we're gonna go ahead and do this back piece as well. This has a little bit of oil stain or whatever, but we want it to match with the front piece. And there's just carpet cleaner. All right, let it dry. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and coat it with carpet dye. Let's spray on, shake this for 1 minute. So 1 wet coat is what it says.
And then right here, you need a lot more for that little section that was dyed.
We're gonna go this way. So we went from the other side, and now we're gonna go from this side. It's looking more uniform with every coat. All right, last coat. All right, that looks pretty good. So this has just a little bit of bleach. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray the whole thing. You can't just touch up that little section. You have to coat the whole thing so it all matches. All right, last coat. Done. All right, now we're gonna let it cure and dry. Don't touch the wet carpet. There's still a lot left in here. Hold this can upside down and it clears the nozzle. There we go. There, so now it's ready to use next time. So today we're reinstalling the painted covers. Go ahead and unscrew these 4 screws. I kind of keep all the screws together just so I don't lose them. Okay. So what you want to do is make sure this latch is facing up like this, and the handle opens the correct way. So go through like this. Alright, put the screws back in. So those are all in. Make sure it works. Alright, let's go ahead and install the 2 pegs for the shocks. So these don't have to be that tight. I'm just gonna use my vice grips. Make sure you don't mark up the bolt. So I'm gonna be really careful. And just a little bit. All right. There we go. You don't need to mark it up or torque it down at all. The way that it installs, it doesn't really require too much torque. So I like to put the brackets on first before you put the shock on. So we have 4 screws. And this is the size. One for each side. And just what I like to do is just hand tighten it first. Make sure it lines up. Grab your screwdriver. And we're going to do one on each side first. And it's not in all the way. You want to keep it loose so you have moving still, just in case this doesn't line up. Keep it loose. Just put all the screws in before we tighten it down. So before I actually tighten it down, I want to test it, make sure everything lines up. All right, looks good. All right, now we can tighten it down. Perfect. All right, now we can install these shocks. So these just press on. You line it up like that, and then you press. And don't push on the pin that's holding it on. Push on the body. Yeah, that's one. Here's the other side. There. Flip it over. We're gonna put the little brackets in first. And with this, you'll see there's like little pegs right here. There's two little pegs, and it kind of rests against the carpet, between the carpet and the wood. And go easy on these. You don't want to strip these. Alright, so I put it on there pretty light. Let's go on the other side. And this looks like it's just going into wood. There's no metal underneath right here. Alright. Put the handle back on. So this handle goes on like this. Alright. You see how the color is a little off? I'm okay with that because this is going to have a cargo cover over it. Alright, so our cover's in. No more weird splotchy coloring right there. Or maybe from the camera you can see it, but naked eye, it's really difficult to see. And we keep this on there 24/7. So nobody ever sees this cover on our car. There you go. Alright, well let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button.